All right, cool. So let's get started. I've got a few things. Holy cow, I got to figure this lighting system out here. Yikes. I've got a few things that I want to go over. Not a whole ton of bunch of stuff, but I've got a few things I want to kind of cover with you guys. Obviously, the new products that are coming out. So I had a question on the new products that I sent in and got a response on. And that question was, are they going to make all of the new stuff that's coming out in regards to Zija, are they going to rebrand it all Isagenix? And the answer to that is yes. They're basically, it's a situation where they're going through the existing inventory. And so they're just going to burn through the rest of that inventory, and then they will at that time kick everything over to Isagenix. So I thought, and I kind of anticipated that, but I just wanted to make sure. Because obviously we are Isagenix, associates, representatives, whatever, and I wanted to make sure that's going to continue with the brand specific. A couple questions that have been asked are the shakes going to be different? Are they changing the whole thing for everything or whatever? The information I've gotten so far, unless somebody else got something different, is that Isoline shakes will remain. The whole shake program is going to be an add-on. And then the dairy-free shake is changing to the new program. So that's what I have right now. Go ahead, Carla. You got something? Oh, maybe not. No. Okay. You had something in front of your screen. I couldn't see. All right. So, but that's what I have on that. So the Zija products will be coming out. I know a lot of people just got their IsaBody Challenge coupons. What I've been telling people that I've enrolled that have gotten their IsaBody Challenge coupons is that's a great way to use your IsaBody Challenge coupon. If you're not buying Isa Delivery, is to, when the new products come out, use your IsaBody Challenge coupon to buy all the new products so you can kind of taste it, and it's free, if you will. So that's a good way to kind of taste test some of the new products that are coming out. So I would encourage you guys to kind of share that with your teams and stuff like that, that's yet another reason to have the IsaBody Challenge coupons ongoing. Is not only can you use it as Isa Delivery once a year, but in addition to that, you can also try out new products without feeling bad if you don't like it, if you will. So just a suggestion. I did get a notice today, thank you, Michaela, that the design studio is being shut down. So the Isagenix Social Design Studio is being, that program is going away. So I don't know if they're just going to open that up and let it be free or how they're doing that, but the Social Design Studio is going away. My anticipation is that because so many other people use so many different programs to do their own social design, that maybe they weren't getting as much feedback, positive, I shouldn't say positive feedback, maybe not as much usage of it as it requires to keep it up and running. So Michaela, did you see something else?
The email, I got an email about it probably because I subscribed to it, and maybe other people did too, but they directed people to use Canva. So I don't think they're replacing it. And then they also started I can't remember what the website's called, but they basically created a library of free images that I shared in the Working from the Beach page.
Cool. And I did see that new website too. And I can't remember the name of it, but I did see that was being shared. So that's good info to have. All right. The Dairy Free's new celebration. Carla, if you can talk real quick, can you go over the celebration idea again? I know I'm just dropping this on you, but I know you know what you're doing with it. So can you kind of give everybody the update on what we're doing with
that? Yeah. In the Working from the Beach is an event, and it's called Let's Get Together, something like that. So if you go to Working from the Beach, then you have to search events and then do Let's Get Together. And basically it's the actual event. If you can get yourself in there and say that you are going, that'll be a good place for you to tag some people that you want to invite. It will be a good place for you to post about something you're excited about. Like if you really like one of the upcoming speakers, you could say, oh, I cannot wait to see Carla on the big stage at Celebration speaking, something like that. Just a place to kind of generate some excitement. And we are a week out on Friday. So if we could start doing that a week out, that would be really, really great. And then the event is going to be used as a resource and a way to intrigue people to watch Celebration, but also the event is just a place for information on how to get on the Isagenix Celebration 2020, and watch the virtual training. And then we're going to be on Brent's Zoom line like that whole day, like Friday night and then all of Saturday when it starts. The Zoom line is going to be open for people to pop in and out of. So when you're on the Zoom, like just some tips, like you could go into the event and say, hey, I'm going to be here for a couple hours watching the training. Who's on with me? And just use that event as a way to facilitate some conversations. If somebody speaks, you could type in there and say, oh my gosh, did you just hear what Todd Wilkinson said from the big stage? He's so good. What was your takeaway? I'm using Todd and I because we're probably going to be speaking from the stage at one point in our life. So I just want to use us as examples because it makes sense. But you could put that in there and everybody could talk about what they learned just in case they have to leave. They could go back and learn. So that's what the event is for. That's what it's for. Okay. And then we're going to have a Zoom going, and then you have a second device where you could actually watch Isagenix 2020. Celebration Isagenix 2020, whatever it is.
And I just marked it as an announcement. So if you go into Working from the Beach page and check the announcements for the page, it's marked as one of the 3 or 4 announcements that's on the page. So it should
Good
be
idea.
at the top of the page now. All right, cool. Thank you, Carl. I appreciate that. 11-day shred is obviously up and running and going really well. So we have a lot of people that are involved in it. There's a lot of engagement in there. I would tell you guys to make sure that you're continuing to engage people in it, and make sure that people know it's okay if they didn't start, they can start today. They can run their own 11 days. And then they can even have you as their coach, right, to show them how to get through that 11 days. So if somebody didn't get started on time and they're asking how would they do that, then I would tell you guys to make sure that you tell them that you will be their coach for the 11-day shred. And then just because the graphics have, again, thanks to Michaela and Carla and several other of you guys that have done a great job with the graphics, they're pretty easy to copy and post and share and just be able to walk them through doing their own 11 days, okay? We will do another one in August, but I hate to tell somebody that they need to wait until then. I don't want them to have Leader in Action. We've had some issues with some of the counting for some of the points that are accumulating in on some of your Leader in Action forms. And if you pull up this current month's Leader in Action form, it's showing all zeros for the first week. And I don't know why. And neither does the person that I asked at corporate. I asked Mike at corporate, and he doesn't have the answer for me yet. I know Kelly Campbell is trying to figure out about her manager pools, and I've got to call in on that, and I'm waiting for a response. I just haven't gotten the response yet. So hopefully that'll all be taken care of. But those points are still being calculated. And the good thing about Isagenix is that, and I've had this before, is that if there's ever a conflict, we can always, request that it be reviewed individually, and they will do that. So don't feel like that just because your points aren't showing up that they're not actually there, because they're there and they will get it fixed. So they've been doing a good job. I believe that a lot of these computer glitches, I know some people are talking about computer glitches with the ISA app and stuff like that. A lot of this is happening, I think, because of the integration of Zija, the Zija team. So a lot of those things they're trying to take both of these systems that have been around for 16, 17 years and integrate them both so that they talk to each other. And I know that for any of those of you who have ever done anything like that or worked around systems where they've tried to integrate them, that it's not as easy as what we would like to think it is. And so they're trying to make those work. So you may continue to see some glitches like that, but I wouldn't, don't worry too much about it. Focus on Fiji. I would again encourage all of you to continue to monitor your points, even if you're not convinced that you're going to be able to go. but I would encourage you to continue to monitor your points and fill out your leader in action form. And if you ask why, the reason why is because if someone on your team decides that they would like to know how to manage their points and know how to accumulate points in leader in action, or really learn how to earn income in Isagenix, if you can show them how to track their leader in action points, you can then show them how to make real money in Isagenix, because those are the categories that you need to follow and you need to be aware of if you're really planning on making significant income in Isagenix. It's just, it is what it is. You've got to enroll people, you've got to rank advance the people that you enroll, and you need to get to your rank of executive and stay active. That's just, that's what you need to do to make significant money in this business. Crystal Consultant and the Executive Reset Crystal Executive Reset are both coming to an end on July 12th. What does that mean for all of you? What that means is that if you're telling somebody that they're going to make $100 for becoming a consultant, that $100 Crystal Consultant money goes away on July 12th. Okay. After that, it goes back to the $50. Okay. So after July 12th, if somebody becomes a consultant, they're going to drop back to just $50 versus $100, because that was a special incentive that was being run. So if you know someone who's considering getting to consultant, who wants to get to consultant, whatever, I would tell you to pay attention to that deadline, because if they don't do it before then it's going to go away. All right. And the same for the Crystal Executive, Crystal Consult or Crystal Executive program. If you did not reach Crystal Executive or do not reach Crystal Executive by July 12th, you won't get the $1,000 bonus unless you're within your original 180 days of when you signed up. So if you converted to associate last month, you still have 180 days to get all of the bonuses. But if you converted to associate prior to January, then your ability to get the Crystal Executive Reset money ends on July 12th. Okay. I think that is the big news. Does anybody else have anything that you've seen or any questions about any of those? No? Cool. All right, awesome. Okay, so something that I was talking to somebody else about, and I wanted to talk with you guys about it tonight, is kind of a mindset thing. And my goal is that I really want you guys to think about, what do you want from this business opportunity? And it's okay if you just want side hustle money. Okay, I am not, if you are just wanting side hustle money, then what I'm about to tell you isn't just for you. Okay, it's not specifically for you. But if you're wanting to make lifelong money from Isagenix, if you're wanting to make, and I'm going to say it, right, because I don't talk about it that often, but I'm going to say it here, and that is, if you want, Aaron, I don't know what's going on with your microphone, but it keeps kicking on and off, and I'm muting you. So if you're trying to say something, unmute yourself and scream at me. But I'm muting you when you're popping open there. But if you're somebody who really wants to make $1 million in Isagenix, right? And I say that in all honesty, because that's something that there's actually 2 of us on here that have accomplished that so far, and there will be more. Okay. So Stephanie's Isagenix millionaire, Tracy and I are Isagenix millionaires, and I know several of you on here will be Isagenix millionaires. And what does that mean? Because in some companies it means something different. In Isagenix, it means that we have made a $1099 million from Isagenix, meaning that our income has been over the course of time since we started, that's what we've achieved. Okay. And my mindset for you guys isn't like, hey, I'm going to tell you this is exactly how you do it. But the mindset thing I want you to get is, do you really believe you can accomplish it? Because if you really believed you could accomplish it, I believe your business processes would be different. I believe that you would be doing things differently than you currently do them. I believe that you would be more bold about what you're doing. And I believe that you would be less, and again, this may not be for some of you, or you may even know people that are like, oh yeah, I want to make the money. I can tell you that there are people that I've spoken with that say, they tell me they want to make this kind of money, but they're not on this call. Okay. That's called a clue to me. Okay. You're on this call, so at least you have a desire and a willingness to get and learn if it's possible for you or if it's something that you want to do. But if you tell somebody that, hey, look, I want to make this kind of money, and they're not on this call, then I'm going to tell you that maybe their excuse, right? Because sometimes there is a valid reason, but sometimes the excuse is I'm busy. Okay, I am too busy to get on that call. I'm too busy. If I told you, or if I told that person, hey, look, I'm going to make sure that you make $1 million over the course of the next X number of years. Okay. If I told you, I promise you, you're going to make $1 million in 5 years with Isagenix. All you have to do is follow your leader in action form and get 40 points a month. Now, if I told you that, and I could tell you that, and I do believe it's true, just so you know, I do believe it's true. I did some figuring with it. I believe it's true. I think if you got 40 points a month over the course of 5 years, you would make $1 million in Isagenix. Okay. Now, what does that mean? What that means is that you've got to do the work. But in addition to doing the work, you've got to show up, guys. You've got to show up, and you have to believe that it's going to happen. Because what will happen is a lot of people is they'll go, that sounds like a lot of points. Or, yeah, just not going to do it this week. Well, it's just 1 month. But if I told you that if you did it every month, right, for 60 months straight, that you would make that money, would you do it? Because if you did it and you made the money, then you've proven me right. If you did it and you didn't make the money, you still made a hell of a lot more money than most people will ever make in this business. But the problem is that so many people just don't believe it's possible. Not that it's not possible in the realm of it being possible. They don't believe it's possible for them. Because if you really believed it was possible, and if that's your goal, it takes both of those things. One, you have to have it as your goal, because if it's not your goal, then don't do it, right? I'm never going to tell somebody, hey, go after this if it's not your goal. But are you willing to do the sacrifices necessary to make that happen? Are you willing to say, I'm not going to do X, Y, and Z because I want it? Now, I've got people on here that I'm looking at that have lost over 100 pounds in Isagenix. And I know that they've had to do some significant sacrifices in order to, one, accomplish that, in order to, two, maintain that. Okay? I know that. There's no question in my mind. The sacrifices are the same for the business. They're the same. They may not be the exact same sacrifices. It may not be, hey, you know what? I can't eat that pineapple, or I can't eat that Pop-Tart, right? Or I'm not going to make $1 million. But the sacrifices to stick with the program are the same. I had one of my team members sent me a message today, said, hey, I've kind of fallen off of the network marketing business. I've kind of fallen off the business side. You've probably seen it. What do I need to do to start it? What do I need to do to get back into the game? You know what my response was? It's the exact same as the nutrition. Start again. That's the answer. Start again. It's not, and I'm going to use a fitness analogy for some of you, right? And I think most of you will get it. At one point, I was a pretty competitive triathlete, okay? So I could do an Ironman triathlon. And for those of you who don't know what it is, I'm going to tell you this because I think it's important that you understand what I'm saying. It's a 2.5-mile swim, followed by a 112-mile bicycle race, followed by a full marathon, okay? All on the same day, okay? That's what a full distance triathlon is, okay? Now I could do that. And at one point, I would say I could probably have done it pretty much if you'd have just said, hey, Brent, you're going to do one today. You got to go do this. It'd have taken me some mental thought to get into it, and I could have done it. I couldn't do that today. I probably could because I'd will myself through it because I've done it, but it would suck and I would hate it. And it would be really, really painful. But the reason is because I quit training. And so if I just said, oh, I'm going to jump right back into Ironman, I'm going to have to start at a different level because I'm not still at that high level of training right now. Same thing goes with this business. Some of you are going, wow, I'd really love to get back up to where I was before. And what you don't realize is that you've got a really good base, you guys. Some of you, if you look at how many people are in your downline, you have more people in your downline than you had when you started, right? So if you decide, hey, look, I'm really going to fire this back up, I really want to jump back in on this full speed, you've already got a bigger base of people under you to help you get there. And that's going to make it somewhat easier. Doesn't make it completely easy, but it makes it somewhat easier. Same thing goes with me getting back into Ironman. If I got back into Ironman, I've got a good base, and then I'll just have to train up from there. So I don't want you to think that, hey, look, you know what? I've been out of the game for a while, so I really can't get back in. I don't want you to think that way. I want you to look at, do you have more people in your downline, maybe not your personal team, but below you physically on the tree than you did the day you started? Because if the answer is yes, then you've already got a head start to really being able to kick off and take off and do something amazing. But you've got to believe you can do it. And you've got to go after that leader in action form, and you've got to track it. And I'm telling you, you've got to get the 40 points a month. Now, you're not going to get them right away. Most of you are not going to get them right away. But that's what you strive for. And then once you start hitting that, just like your cycles, some of you have cycled once, and then you didn't cycle for a few weeks, and then you cycled again, and then you didn't cycle for a few weeks, and you cycled again. And it's starting to happen more frequently now. You're starting to cycle maybe instead of once a month, maybe it's twice a month. Maybe it's 3 times, maybe it's 4, maybe it's 5, but it's more than it was. And that's the same thing that happens with your leader in action points. At first, you're going to track it, and you're going to have some points, and then you're going to get a few more, and then you're going to fall down, and get a few more, and you're going to fall down, a few more, and you're going to fall down. But it's going to continue to progressively go up if you continue to work. But you've got to continue to work. You've got to do the work. Nobody's going to do it for you. And if you're using the excuse in your head or in your actions that I'm too busy, I'm just too busy to do that. Remember that if you were guaranteed that $1 million in 60 months, would that change your outlook? Because if that would change your priorities, then you're not too busy. You're just not willing to put the value in the direction of the business. Okay? Because I've had people say, oh, I'm too busy to do that. And I've thought it. I haven't always said it. Some people I'll say it to. If I lip off to them and say something like, I'll give you $10,000 if you do it. Well, all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, I'll do it. Well, then it's not a matter of you too busy. It's just a matter of priorities. Right? Because if I told somebody, hey, look, can you do this? And they say, no, I'm too busy. I'll give you $10,000 if you do it. Oh, maybe I can make it. Then it's not too busy. Right? Now, if your response is, I don't care if you give me $1 million, I still can't do it. That's a legitimate reason. That goes from being an excuse to a reason. Right? So I'm going to wrap this up on this concept of this thing, but I really want you guys to think about and focus on this leader in action. And I'm bringing it back to that baseline. I want you to focus on the leader in action, and I want you to focus on what are you willing to do to make it happen? Because are you willing to do those sacrifices? And some of them aren't little. So I intentionally didn't say those little sacrifices. Some of them aren't little. Some of them are big sacrifices. Some of them are, man, I'm going to have to really make a concerted effort to get on and do my social media every single day, multiple times a day. Some of you have had to change your mindset on, yeah, I'm only going to post once in a while too. I'm going to post more often, because you're seeing the reality that if you post more, then more things happen. Some of you are engaging more. Some of you are leading more. And it's fantastic. It's amazing. It's incredible to watch happen. So I just want you guys to really focus and think and know that that leader in action there's a reason for it. And my goal is for you guys to get to those points where you know what those points are, and then hit those points month after month after month. And I'm telling you, it is the key, and it will get you there. But it's going to require 60 months. Okay. I know there's going to be people who are going to be faster, right? But I'm telling you, that's going to be your requirement, is to drive that leader in action form every single month. Keep it on your wall, keep it in your office, keep it on your bathroom wall, wherever you're at every day, and that you see it and know what your points are. Okay, because we've had a focus on Fiji call every Monday, and and everybody's posting their points, and I don't think there's anybody that's not maintaining a pretty really good point level. I think I don't even know if anybody stayed under 20, right? I know some of you are like, maybe not quite there, but it's been good. So I want you guys to continue to focus on the leader in action points, right? All right. I think that's all I had, you guys, for this. I don't have a whole lot more about it. I wanted to make sure you guys knew that was my mindset on it, and make sure you guys know that it's definitely possible to make that happen. Any questions, comments, concerns? Nothing. Stephanie, some of the people on the team may not know. How long ago did you start?
September of 2012, so 7.5 years ago.
Okay, and do you know roughly how many people you've enrolled?
Yes, without Isagenix app, I think it's about 316.
316 people that you personally enrolled. And how many active consultants do you have right now?
At this moment, 12.
Okay, and what is how many executives have you created?
4, and one of them is on.
And one of them's on. That's awesome. And Stephanie, you got your millionaire notification after how long in Isagenix?
It was right before I hit the 7-year mark.
Right before 7 years. So you guys, here's the thing. If you're wondering what does it take, that's an example of what it takes. Around 300 and something enrollments. Took around 7 years. However, I would challenge and say that probably one of the most important thing is the 4 executives. And your
Stephanie,
executives you create will not necessarily stay at executive level. But when they make executive, there's a big thing that's happening there. Okay? Because what's happening there is they've enrolled enough people and had them all active consultants at a specific period of time to have accomplished that. Not everybody gets to executive and stays there. Most times you'll get to executive, you'll fall out, you'll get back, you'll fall out, you'll finally get there, you'll get more solid. And then like anything else, right? It's a curve, or not a curve, it's a bumpy road, if you will. And then once you start sticking it, then you're going to stick and you'll stay there. But it takes some time to make that happen. Okay. I know, April, you're close. Have you gotten any recent update, April?
Whoa. Sorry about that. Yeah, I just posted that I'll hit mine closer to 8 years, and but I've only created 1 executive, so that's as you were saying, that's kind of the difference. So I still think mine will be towards the end of this year.
And how many people have you enrolled?
Like 380.
380. Okay. See the consistency there, guys? I mean, see the similarities? Tracy and I have enrolled like 404. I haven't looked at the app to see exactly what it is, but it's just over 400. I think it's like 420, 430 people. And we did the same thing. And we've created a total because we have both positions. So between the 2 positions, we've created a total of 9 executives. So
and how long did you make Millionaire? Like 6 years?
It was we started in 2013 and we hit Millionaire in I think it was just under 5 years total.
Nice.
So, but it is in the executives. If you look at the Cepedas, who are like among the top income earners, I think they have 21 executives. Okay. Yeah, and Eddie's making a comment that's $142,000 a year in 7 years. And the truth is, though, is it's not. It's not. it's a little bit of money at first, and then it's bigger money towards the end, right? And as
And
you
then
continue-
probably a drop off the last couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, no question, and it varies, right? It's like anything else. But the difference is that as you get more people in your team, then you've got more opportunity for people to order product and more things going on. So every time that these executive resets happen, and all of us decide, hey, we're going to go after it again, we've got a basis to start from again, and then we build, and then we go again, and then we build, and then we go again. And it's a never-ending process if you want to stay in the game. Okay, if you want to stay actively in the game. All right, Carla, can I share the story that you gave me about about your, I won't say who, the other network marketing people and the prize?
Oh, don't you want me to share that story?
Yeah, absolutely. But I didn't know how much detail you want to give. So yeah, please.
No, I don't
Share
care.
the
I'll tell
story.
the whole story. I'll
Yeah,
tell the whole
perfect.
story. So I'll and I'm not gonna say I'm gonna say the company name not to be rude. Okay, I'm not being rude to the company because I was with Party Light for 26 years and they served me very, very well, and I'm very grateful for everything. But Party Light is a different company right now. They've went through many CEOs, and from what I can gather, they've become a dumping ground for a bigger corporation that has bought them out. And so I tell you guys that because Isagenix is very lucky. Like, that's not going to happen to us. You know, a lot of these small direct sales companies that were real big in the 90s, when I was making great money with them, they ended up getting bought out, sold, revamp of CEOs that live in other countries. They're not in touch with their customers. And when I was in the company, we would take 1,800 people on a trip. And the last 3 years, they haven't taken more than 200. So they went to 1,800 people earning an all expense paid trip down to 200 people earning a trip. And they just really have, and it, I mean, there's many, many reasons for that, but whatever. Some of my good friends are top 5 in the company, and it doesn't even phase their income right now. They're so high up that their income is not affected yet. They're still selling, believe it or not, $9,000 and $10,000 worth of candles every single month. It's unbelievable to me. But these girls are that good. Okay. Now there's no growth in the company. They are not going to grow because for a new consultant to come in, it's really difficult. They have limited inventory and they just don't have the quality of product that they used to have anyways. And home parties hard if you have, these girls have been in for, 15, 20 years. So their customer base is wild. It's like the thousands, 5,000-7,000 people. So they're not totally affected right now, except by the growth. Now, what I will tell you, as I hung out with them this weekend, they earned the trip to Portugal. That was the company's trip. And so they couldn't go due to COVID. And
Yeah,
what the company...
Hang on. I want them to put in the chat. I want you to tell them what they won, and then I want everybody to type in the chat what you think the alternative award was.
Okay.
In
So
dollars.
they couldn't go. Okay. They couldn't go to Portugal because of the COVID. So what the company said was, we're going to give you something different. So now you want everybody to say what they think that these guys got?
Yeah, just type real quick in the chat what you think that the offset of a trip to Portugal would be.
Yeah. So it was 7 days at a hotel. I think Angie said it was $750 a night. So it was, it was a nice place. Free candles for a year. Well.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. So what they ended up giving them is anybody that earned 2 trips got $3,950 in Party Light gift certificates. Gift certificates. So if you can imagine, okay, so first of all, that cost the company about $300. I mean, it's probably $10 per. It's probably $1 or $5 per dollar, really. Like that cost the company nothing. All right. So they have to order these, like I would have to sell candles to Brent. I'd be like, Brent, do you want to get $100 in candles for $75? That's what I would do, just to get rid of it all. And he'd say, sure, I'll do it. So then it's stupid how you have to do the ordering for that. Okay. For one thing, but secondly, now that he's buying from my gift certificate, I don't have any sales for the month because I have no commission to turn in. So I'm gonna have a long time with this gift certificate. I'm gonna have to spread it out and really think about it because I still want to keep my sales up and keep my commission coming in, right? Like, because there's a maintenance level. If you were in the top 5, which my friend Angie was number 3 in the freaking world, she got that plus $100 cash. $100 cash. And Jason, who has no filter sometimes in the back, he goes, nail in the coffin. That's a nail in the coffin. I would have been out.
Well,
and I was like,
thanks for sharing that, Carla. And the reason I had her talk about that is the real reason I had that conversation, you guys, is because of our position within Isagenix, we get a lot of other companies that are constantly like, hey, are you interested? Hey, would you be interested in looking at our company? Would you be interested? I can tell you that we get solicited to join other network marketing companies on a regular basis. And I always ask the same question because I'm always looking to enroll them, right? That's my goal is to enroll them. So I'm always like, yeah, I'm always interested in looking at comp plans. Why don't you, let's have a meeting and talk about your comp plan. And so then I let them show me their comp plan, right? And then I talk about the Isagenix comp plan as they're showing me theirs, right? You show me yours, I'll show you mine, right? So as they're showing that the whole Isagenix comp plan or their comp plan, then I'm talking to them about what our comp plan looks like. And it's usually along the lines of, oh, really? Wow. That's interesting. They don't do that or they do this. The reason I'm telling you guys this is because with Isagenix and with the comp plan that Isagenix offers, the income is real. Okay? The income is real in the fact that you really can earn a high level of income with this company. And it's getting better because now we're going to have all the Zija products. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if Isagenix has their eyes on another company to take off another company. Because Isagenix's goal has always, well, their mission statement before they just recently changed it was to be the largest health and wellness company. And you can't be the largest without buying other companies out. Now they've modified it because the largest isn't always the best. So it's the most respected health and wellness company. But I know that in the back of the minds, when you know people like Jim Pierce and Jim Coover and Kathy Coover, their goal is still to be the largest. And with that mindset, they are going to have to continue to take these other companies and assume these other companies to assimilate their products into Isagenix. And as that continues to happen, Isagenix is going to have a wider and wider reach with who we can contact. Now, most recently, Isagenix is now in these other companies. We're now available. We're going to go into Germany now. We're going to be in Japan. There's several other, Sweden, several other countries that we have access into. My suggestion to you isn't to say, oh my gosh, I'm going to go find out how can I build in Germany. My goal would be, or my suggestion to you is, if you know someone who's in Germany or you know someone who's in one of these countries, is to reach out to them and ask them for the referral. Hey, Greta, I know that you've been living in Germany for the last X number of years and whatever. If you know any people that are in network marketing, would you let them know that Isagenix is coming into their country? And I'd love to have a shot at showing them Isagenix. Because the people that you want are the people that are already doing a network marketing company in those countries. Because once you get them and show them how Isagenix works and what is available through Isagenix, it's going to allow you to really, show the Isagenix power. And so that would be my recommendation on how to grow in another country, how to get to another country and grow with it. Okay. Don't try to land on the country and, oh, I'm going to set up shop. Find somebody that's already doing a network marketing based business and bring them into your company with Isagenix. Okay. All right. I don't have too much else, you guys, and I'm not going to just drive it on. So are there any questions? Does anybody have any comments or questions about the new countries or any of the new products that have come out? Any question about the 11-day shred that I can help answer? Anything at all? Greta, you got to have something. Come on.
Jason Hurd has something.
All right, what do you got, Jason Hurd?
I just want to talk about the 11 breaded shrimp. Or no, sorry. wrong thing. No.
Brian.
No, sorry, something else. Different topic. You were talking about the company and its strength. And one of the things that we've seen through some of the few multi-level marketing companies that we have either been associated with or know people that are in, the conversation that we had over the years that Carla was in the last company, that company got bought and sold so many times it wasn't even funny. They cycled through presidents
And CEOs
like there was no tomorrow. The difference between those companies and what Isagenix is a family-owned business that has strength and has endured over 17 years that Isagenix has been there. These other companies are just a dumping ground for corporations and their expenses. Not to throw it out there, but Party Light was basically owned by Blythe Industries, and it was just basically a dumping ground. Yes, it was a multi-level marketing company. Yes, people did make money, but when it got bought and sold so many times, the integrity of the company went down quick. So you've got individuals that were what they called RVPs that were making money hand over fist, and through the years just started going downhill very, very fast. It's because there's no strength in their leadership. It was just a pass-through company. They brought CEOs and presidents in just to basically be a show person, so to speak. And what I really find different, and I applaud Isagenix for, is the strength in its leadership and its devotion to its people. Great products, love the products. I'm glad that they're growing, but if the strength and leadership can push down and show that down to the individual consultant, that they mean something to the company, not just because they're selling something, but that they mean something as an individual to the company, that shows much more integrity and strength and viability in a company than the other multi-level marketing companies could ever reach for.
I mean, that could be a question that you could ask people if you're talking to other network marketers or other direct sales. Talk to them about the infrastructure of the company, and do they even know? Do they know the name of their CEO? Do they know the name of their field trainer? These are important things for a growing company. If they don't know who their Christopher Nish is, for example, that's our kind of field trainer guy. If they don't know, that would be a problem. So those are things to ask. Can they connect to their CEO? I was always able to call, like I had the phone number, the direct line of the CEO at Party Light or the president, not the CEO, the president. And when I became not able to do that anymore, that was one of the red flags.
Lost faith.
We lost faith and trust. So that would be some. We're telling you guys this so that you know that you're in the right place with the right company, because we've seen others. But also, as you're talking to other network marketers, don't have the battle of Isagenix is better than Party Light, but just ask some questions and get them thinking. And pride has a lot to do with why some of these people aren't listening to me, seriously. And it's okay. I mean, I'll be here when they're ready, but just let them think about it. Let them kind of settle on it and let it simmer with them, and tell them what you know. I mean, we've got, how old is Eric? 35? I mean, we've got him for another 40 years, probably. We're so blessed. He's at the lead of making these decisions. He's not going anywhere, even if his parents die or retire.
Yeah, and one of the, that's interesting because I've never asked about those questions, Carla, but my questions have always been, how are you paid? Are you ever compensated by product? That's a red flag to me. If the company compensates you for an achievement and they give you product, that's a red flag to me. The other big red flag to me is, are your products less expensive? Do you get a discount on the products because you're higher up the tree? Right? Because if you're higher up the tree and you're getting a discount on your product, that's not good. Right? I don't want to be higher up the tree and my shake costs less than your shake.
Yeah.
Because somebody has happened to make up for that difference somewhere.
Yeah, but who's making the decisions within the company is real important, because we saw things change every time a new CEO came. They needed to prove themselves, and things changed, including our compensation. So
And most importantly, the vision and direction of the company
right.
changed.
So
This
they
one
need to
is
know who's in
steadfast.
charge.
Yeah. Yeah. And Eddie made the comment like Pampered Chef. Yeah. I mean, if you're getting and I'm not saying it's bad, you guys. I'm not telling you that the company is bad because they did it. I'm just telling you that when Carla told me that about the whole, they got all these certificates. Basically what they said is, hey, that's fantastic. We're going to give you the ability to make even more money, but you just got to hustle some more.
Mm-hmm.
They already did the hustle and won the trip. Now to actually earn the money, they got to do the hustle all over again and sell the product. Right. And that's not good. Right. So, all right, guys, I'll let you go on that
She was
one.
waving to Michelle, she
Hope
said.
you guys have a fantastic week. And I wish the best for you guys. The Focus on Fiji. I'd love to see more of your engagement on the Posting Your Leader in Action forums. Send them to me if you're curious, if you're doing them correctly, whatever. I'm happy to look at them. Send them to anybody in your upline. I know they'd be happy to look at them, and we can continue to celebrate each other on that. I did post the top 50 income earners. Make sure you guys tag people on that post, because if they don't click it, it doesn't open. They have to click it to make it open so that they can see the entire 50. So make sure that you guys are looking at that form and tag a few people to kind of keep that up the top. And I'm going to continue to post that because there's some people on there that they're actually making some pretty good money that I haven't seen them do something in a while. So I'd really like to see more activity out of those people. So if you see somebody on that list that you haven't seen in a while, tag them and tell them congratulations, right? That's a good thing. That's a good check-in to say, hey, congratulations, you're still on the list. That's a good reminder to know that. Let them know they're making money and they're not showing up. Right? All right, you guys. Oh, go ahead. Why are you picking her nose?
I just want her to go away.
I'm trying to listen.
Oh, you're trying to learn something?
No.
Because you're late.
Really good.